Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we are going to be doing an unboxing. This is my Christmas unboxing. These are two of the aircraft I got for Christmas, and they are two very different models. Before I dive into these models though, one tradition that I've had throughout my unboxings over the last year or so is kind of Chinook intermissions. For those of you who don't know, I live right opposite a helicopter base. They usually have Chinooks in there, but the other week we had something very interesting fly into the base that I managed to capture on camera. So about a week ago now, the HMS Queen Elizabeth arrived back into Portsmouth from a 7-month-long voyage, pretty much all the way around the world. It didn't do a complete circumnavigation, but it went all the way through the Mediterranean and Indian Ocean up to kind of Japan and Guam, and then all the way back. So it didn't go all the way around, but it kind of went 2/3 the way around and then came back. And when it arrived back, we had some of the Wildcat helicopters that were based not only on the actual aircraft carrier, but also on some of the destroyers and frigates as well. We had a couple of them come over, and also one of them actually landed at the base, so I managed to get that on camera that you're seeing now. So that was pretty cool. Of course, 9 times out of 10, it's a Chinook that arrives into that base, so it was pretty cool to see something different. But moving on to today's unboxing, of course, this is a Christmas unboxing, so I hope you all had a great Christmas. Again, if you didn't celebrate Christmas, I just hope you had a great festive season. But yeah, we have two very different models here. I think I'm going to start with the Aeroclassics one. You can never really tell from just the Aeroclassics box what aircraft this is, because of course it doesn't really say much on the box. But inside here we have an aircraft that I do love. I already have one of these in my collection, but this is a different kind of airline. This is the Aeroclassics Koryo IL-76. Now, you guys know, if you remember back to my last Christmas unboxing, funnily enough, I unboxed another IL-76. That one was a Chinese Air Force IL-76. So this is my second IL-76, and I love this aircraft. It's probably one of, if not the favorite cargo aircraft of mine. And so taking the top of the box off there, and then we've got multiple plastic sheets as well, we can take the model out of the cradle here. And so there we go. This is my third Koryo model and my second IL-76. And so taking a look at this model, you can see at the front here we've got the cockpit. Now the cockpit of the IL-76 is a really unique design, as we have glass not only at the top but also at the bottom. I guess this isn't really classified as the cockpit because it's kind of, there's an underlevel inside here, so you can imagine inside that door there's steps up to the cockpit up here, and then you've got kind of like a lower section here, I guess for crew or something like that. We've then got the white kind of top of the fuselage there with the blue and red stripes of the kind of North Korean flag, and then the grey underbelly there. We've got some Korean writing as well. I presume this says Air Koryo in Korean. Moving to the middle of the aircraft now to where the wings are, you can see we've got those engines. Again, the engines are amazing on this aircraft. They sound incredible. They've got this kind of like high whistling noise that they do that I just absolutely love. And then zooming out, you can see on top of the wings there we have kind of the registration, and then we have Air Koryo on the other side of the wing there. On the underside of the wing and also the undercarriage of the aircraft, we've got the registration again. We've got these kind of blue stripes near the outer engines, which looks pretty cool. And then again we've got Air Koryo there as well, and we have the really unique IL-76 landing gear. They're kind of 4 sets of landing gear with 4 wheels on each set. Then finally here at the rear of the aircraft, you can see we've got Air Koryo in English. We've got an emergency hatch there. We've got the cargo doors there. You can see that we've got the North Korean flag there, which is actually inverted. I presume that on the other side of the tail it'd be the right way round. We've then got the registration down here, and again we've got the T-tail at the top there. So yeah, overall an amazing aircraft. I just love the IL-76. I don't think I could get tired of collecting these models. I'm definitely going to get more IL-76s. I know there's a Uzbekistan IL-76 that looks really good, and a lot of other liveries like that as well. I don't think this one exists in model form, but the Indian Air Force have a really cool IL-76 that's actually an AWACS. So I would love to get my hands on one of them in 1:400 scale, but I don't think there is a model of the AWACS IL-76. But this is a really cool aircraft anyway. Of course, I still do prefer the livery on my Chinese IL-76. I love the blue and the green on that aircraft. But the reason why I got this Air Koryo one is because, as many of you know, I am eventually aiming to do an airport update on Pyongyang. So I'm building up my Air Koryo fleet bit by bit. This is now my third Air Koryo aircraft, and I do want to get more in the future. And so with that being said, we can now move on to my next aircraft, which is a very, very different aircraft on multiple reasons. This aircraft pretty much embodies communism. The IL-76 was built by the Soviet Union and I believe the 70s, and of course Air Koryo embodies a country which is still very, very communist. And we're going to move from this aircraft to probably the most capitalist aircraft you can get. We have the United States Air Force VC-25, also known as Air Force One. This is the current version of Air Force One, the one that they've been using since I believe 1990. This is based on the 747-200. They are going to be upgrading these relatively soon. I believe the set date at the moment is 2025, but they are going to be replacing these with the 747-8. But we've still got at least another 3 years of operation for the 747-200s. As you can see, this box is a lot different to the Air Koryo one. It's a lot more colorful. You can see that we've got the US flag there with the red, white, and blue and everything. And then we've got this kind of turquoise color used on Air Force One. Then around the back, of course, we have some additional information about Air Force One. Got some images of Air Force One and some information down there. All this kind of legal jargon as well. And with that being said, I think we're just going to go ahead now and open the box. This does come with some accessories. Comes with a card because this is a limited edition model. This is the 179th Air Force One that Aviation 400 built, so that's pretty cool. And as well, it comes with a little stand. This is a very small stand. I wouldn't really trust this with a 747, but there we go. And then inside the box here, we've got the plastic. We can take that off, and then we've got the model inside here. This is a very old model. I don't know what year this was made. It doesn't say on the box, but just judging by the graphics and everything and the quality of the model, this is quite an old one, but it's still a great one. Aviation 400 always do a great job with their models regardless of the year they were made. So taking the stand out the way and the card as well, we can take a look at this model in detail. It's been quite a long time coming. I've wanted an Air Force One for a very long time. Of course, Air Force One is based at Andrews Air Force Base, and we used to do updates on Andrews Air Force Base, so it's cool that we've finally got one. We've got the E-4B Doomsday plane, we've got the C-32, which is known as Air Force Two. So this is one of the last US presidential aircraft we need. The only other one is probably the C-40, which is based on the 737-700. There's also the G550s, but I doubt we're going to get them in 1-400 anytime soon. But taking a look at this model now, as you can see, starting off at the front here, it's a really well polished aircraft. I do have to say, as you can probably see on camera, this thing has a lot of reflections. But taking a look at this aircraft now, up the top here, we've got the cockpit windows. Just in front of there, we've got the refueling kind of pod. Under there, we've got some windows, and of course, we've got this giant blue section, and then it sweeps down like that. We've got the gold stripe underneath the windows, the turquoise and a bit of chrome there. We've then got the L1 door here. Now this is the door they use when they have kind of the steps that are brought up to the aircraft, but they can board the aircraft without the steps. So down here we have the secondary door. This folds down like on the CRJ, so essentially the doors are inside the aircraft, and so they can board this aircraft without requiring anything outside of the aircraft. We've got the titles for the United States of America. We've then got the kind of like the blue stripe with the windows and the gold as well. We've then got the wing here with the turquoise engines. You can see that on the wing itself, we've got the United States Air Force logo with those kind of classic 747 pylons. Then moving to the back of the aircraft, as all these kind of lines taper off near the back of the aircraft, we've then got the US Air Force logo there again. We've got the US flag, the registration, and another bit of blue on the tail there as well. And so there we go, that concludes today's unboxings. Two very, very different aircraft. Of course, this is the aircraft that the President of the United States flies in, and this is probably one of the aircraft that Kim Jong-un flies in as well. I don't know exactly which aircraft Kim Jong-un likes to fly in, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's flown the IL-76. So yeah, that concludes today's unboxing. This will be my last video of 2021. It's been a pretty good year, and we're moving on to 2022 now, so I hope you all have a great new year. We've got a lot planned for the next year, so stay tuned. And apart from that, I want to thank you very much for watching today's video, and I will see you in 2022. Bye.